America's first families are unknowable in many ways, but no one has insight into their true character like the people who serve their meals and make their beds every day. The Residence is a book that offers an intimate account of the service staff of the White House, from the Kennedys to the Obamas. Author Kate Andersen is pulling back the curtain, and she also joins us this morning. Kate, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, you actually covered the White House from a news standpoint for many, many years. What made you want to take kind of a deeper look into what was going on?
Well, I think the personalities of the first families are always fascinating, and I was a White House reporter during President Obama's first term, and like you said, they are unknowable in many ways. And, you know, I had traveled on Air Force One around the world and the country, and I felt like I didn't really have a sense of what the Obamas were like, because you are kept at bay as a reporter. You know, your questions are directed through a press secretary and through a press office. And I thought, who are the people who really know what these first families are like? And it turns out they were right under my nose the whole time. They're the staffers, the maids, butlers, chefs, florists who make the residence tick. And there are about 96 full-time resident staffers. And I set out to interview the supporting cast at the White House, is really what they are.
And how did that turn out that they opened up to you and they were actually able to give you some of these very, when we say intimate, they are very intimate accounts, kind of, you know, moment by moment, how big things that happened in our lives, like the Kennedy assassination or things that happened in the Clinton White House. How did they open up to you, or how did you get that kind of insider look?
Well, I mean, I approached them. The book is really a tribute to them and the work that they do and that their colleagues have done through the years. And a lot of them, I think, felt that it was time that their stories be told, you know. I was really impressed with how candid some of them were. One of the staffers told me a story about being called up to the president and the first lady's bedroom during the Clinton administration to find blood on their bed. And this is right after the Lewinsky scandal broke. And the women on the staff thought that Hillary Clinton must have clocked him with a book, and they were all very happy about it because they could they sided with her. And Hillary Clinton had the president sleeping on the sofa in the study adjacent to their bedroom. The staffers told me, a couple staffers told me that, and another staffer told me on the record that he heard Hillary Clinton throw a heavy object at the president and swear at him when the Lewinsky scandal broke. And I think in a way that makes her seem very human. We often don't see that human side of Hillary Clinton, or really of any president and first lady. And so I think a lot of the staffers just felt like this is time that people know that these presidents and first ladies have ups and downs just like everyone else.
So what was the one story? Was that maybe the story that kind of shook you more, or that you were like, aha, that's the story?
Yeah. It was the blood on the bed story that really, I thought, wow, that's incredible. I mean, there were other stories that, there was a story that a housekeeper told me about Nancy Reagan just yelling at her because she was upset that some of her tchotchkes had been broken, and that it was so upsetting to this housekeeper that she actually left her post at the White House for 5 years. And she told me to return later. And she told me that it wasn't because Nancy Reagan was who or what she was. It was because she was getting close to talking back, and that is a cardinal sin at the White House. You do not talk back to the First Lady. So there's stories like that that are sort of intimate moments captured that show, I mean, it's important how the staff is treated, and they don't mind being called domestics. The people I interviewed say, we're domestics. You know, some of them even referred to themselves as servants, and they don't see it in a negative light at all. I mean, they see that they are serving the institution of the presidency, and to them it's a great honor.
Well, and I know that there's many people that are at the White House where this is followed in their family history, that their grandparents and great-grandparents have been in the White House. So for them, that is very honorable that their family has been able to be there.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, one current butler, 9 members of his family have worked at the White House. He started there in 1959 when he was 17 years old, and he started in the kitchen and worked his way up to being a butler. And he told me a story about how his uncle first got the job at the White House. He was on a ship with Franklin Roosevelt, and Roosevelt came up to him and asked him to sketch a seating chart. And he did it beautifully, and Roosevelt, you know, remembered that and then brought him on. That was family lore, at least, that's how it came to be. And I just think it's incredible stories like that. And you know, the White House staff, they see so much. I mean, they kept FDR's paralysis secret. They kept JFK's philandering secret. I mean, they keep a lot of these things close to the vest. And it's, you know, incredible that they're able to operate like that, you know, in the day of social media and all this. They really do not reveal a lot. In fact, the chief florist at the White House is no longer there, and nobody knows why, and no one will say what happened because the current staff will not speak about it.
Well, that is so interesting, I think, from history buffs to political insiders or people like me that are just super curious as to what's going on. This book is amazing. So, Kate, thank you so much. And what an amazing book to put out.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
Absolutely. The Morning Blend. We'll be right back.